everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I didn't do a March goals video because basically the same goals I had for February were the same goals I had for March, and that's editing, and more editing. But I am getting so closer to finishing all of this editing that I have to do, at least for this story. Not even talking about the other stories, but I'm talking about One Big Mess. One Big Mess, if you've been following my channel, if you've been watching, One Big Mess is the book that I hope to be publishing this spring. I say hope. I don't know if that means maybe I'm going to push it back to summer. I don't know yet because I'm still trying to figure out this whole book release thing and launching a book and all the things that go into publishing a book. This is my first one, so I'm kind of new at this, but I'm sure I can figure it out. But I just want to take my time and make sure I do all the steps right. So one of the things that I have been doing so far this March is, of course, like I say, it's editing. But I'm happy to say I'm actually in the proofreading stage now. So in one of my previous videos that I did, I talked about how I was doing the copy edits or the line edits for One Big Mess. And now what's next is the proofreading stage, which I'm already in the middle of. I've done round 1 of proofreading. So after I did all the line edits, I read through the whole entire story again, and I found some things that I missed that I forgot to correct the first time around. I found some things that I wanted to change, and I also found some mistakes I made, some consistency errors. Like, for example, I said in one of my chapters that my character's best friend was in her 3rd period English class, right? And then, like, in a later scene, I had her talking to her friend in class, but then, like, shortly after that scene, she was on her way to 2nd period. But that's wrong because her friend is in her 3rd period class. Like, little stuff like that. Like, I'm so glad that I have been reading the story so many times because I am now catching all of these things that I missed before. And so it really is important to read your story multiple times, because every time you read, you're going to find something new that you have to correct, something you need to fix. So that is what I have been doing this past week. I read through One Big Mess. I just finished reading it this morning and going through all the chapters and making changes. So now basically I think what's next is that I'm just going to have to read it again, and hopefully when I read it this time I just will go through it and I won't find anything that I need to change, because that's the goal. I want to read this book without having to change anything. And I know probably every time I read this story I'm probably going to want to change something, but I mean, when I say change things, I mean like errors that I need to fix. So I want it to be as clean as possible before I publish it, and that is why it's taking a long time. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so this is kind of why it's taking a long time for me. I just don't want to let it go. But I know eventually I will need to let it out into the world. Hopefully my next book that I publish won't take as long. I think it's just taking a long time because this is the first book that I'm publishing. It's kind of like the first novel I ever wrote took me years to finish. And then the second novel that I wrote took me months to finish. So I think it's just a process. I just have to learn the ropes. I just have to learn what I'm doing. So hopefully I'll get the hang of this, and then publishing will be like super easy for me. So speaking of publishing, I've been looking into what my options are, and I'm probably going to do another video about this, but real quick I'll let you know what I'm talking about. So I already know that I'm using Draft2Digital for most of the retailers, but what I'm trying to figure out is if I want to go direct with some, or if I just want to use Draft2Digital to help me get out into all of them. And see, well, there's the thing, if I go direct, with them. Like most people, what they do is they use Draft2Digital, they'll deselect Amazon and they'll just upload to Amazon directly. And if they do that, they get a higher royalty payment. And because Amazon is like the big giant, you know, that's where most of the books are bought, it kind of makes sense to go direct with Amazon because you get more money. But then you have like all of these other retailers like Barnes & Noble and Kobo, and then there's Apple Books. And so I'm trying to debate if I want to go through Draft2Digital to get into them, or do I want to just try to upload directly to them and get more money? I don't know, we'll see. But I'll do another video about that in a later time. Now, as for writing is concerned, my muse has basically gone on spring vacation. She's gone. I haven't been able to write in a couple of weeks. The muse has just gone. But I'm not panicking right now because I think the reason why I can't focus on writing is because I'm really focusing on editing right now. I'm just really focused on getting One Big Mess ready. And then I think after I get One Big Mess like ready and ready to upload and publish, I think then I'll be able to concentrate more on my writing. I'll show you my progress that I have made on my current WIP, and it's not so good. So this is the outline for my Rachel and Chase story, also known as the Teacher and Cop romance. And as you can see, I have a lot of scenes on here for my outline. And here is my finished scene. So as you can see, I really actually haven't got a lot done. Because, you know, if I had a lot done, this whole board would be filled up with sticky notes, and it's not. I don't even have the full second row filled up. So, yeah, I got a lot of work to do on the story. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to work on getting a lot of writing done for the month of April. And April is Camp Nanowrimo, which is kind of like NaNoWriMo National Novel Writing Month. It's kind of like that, but you can make your own goal. I mean, you can totally do 50,000 words if you want to, but I don't really want to do 50,000 words because that's really stressful. So I think I'm going to try to do a half NaNoWriMo, so 25,000 words. And I feel like if I make myself write, if I really sit down and try to focus on it, I really think that I can get a lot of work done on it. Because I've already done most of the outlining. And I just need to just get into the right frame of mind and just, you know, buckle down, get some writing done. So I think it's very important that I go ahead and try to get this One Big Mess edited and proofread and done. That way I can concentrate on it. So I'm going to do that. So what are your goals for April? Are you doing Camp NaNoWriMo too? Or are you also in the process of trying to get a book published? It's a lot of steps. It's kind of hard. I mean, it's not like so hard that I can't do it, but it's hard because it's so many steps and it's a lot to take in. But I really do think that the more books I publish, the better I'm going to get at this self-publishing thing. But this is going to be my first one, so we'll see how it goes. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really does help my channel. And I will be back next time. I will probably try to do that video about the Draft2Digital and the Amazon and all that good stuff. But I'll do that maybe I'll do that next week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like doing. All right. See y'all later. Bye.